Okay, so belief. Belief is the most important step in your mindset. There's a little saying here, whatever the mind can believe, the mind can achieve. So whatever the mind can believe, the mind can achieve. So if you can conceptually make it out in your head and you can figure out, if you can believe it truly that you could do it, then your brain will make it happen, essentially. So likewise, if you're focused on something not happening and you believe it's not possible for you, if you believe it's not possible that you can get fit, or you can't lose the weight, or you can't get stronger, then your mind will make that happen as well, okay? So belief's super important. If you don't believe it, we're on a backward step straight away. And a lot of people don't. You don't really believe that it's possible for you. You might believe it's possible for other people, but for you, you're like, oh no, I can't lose the fat. I can't get strong. I can't overcome this injury. It's possible. It's just not possible for me. So we want to challenge that. Is it really not possible for you? Like, really? And it can be a big hurdle to overcome some of those things. You might have been told by a doctor that you shouldn't be doing this, what, and the other. But and that can reinforce the negative beliefs sometimes. And it's not necessarily incorrect if someone's told you, a medical professional told you something, you shouldn't go and do it. But it might be that thing is now holding you back from achieving where you want to go. And it doesn't necessarily write off your ability to get fit or improve your fitness or achieve a goal. So the first thing I want you to do is take out a piece of paper and write down exactly what it is you want to happen. If you want to lose some body fat, write down exactly what you want to lose. Right. If you want to achieve something, write down that. If for me, I wanted to achieve completing a triathlon, Ironman triathlon. So I've written that down and I've got it on my wall and I look at it quite a lot. Okay, I am an Ironman. That is in my brain. I believe it's going to happen. Right now I'm going through some injury and, overcoming that. It might not happen this year, but it will happen at some point. So one day I will do an Ironman. It is possible for me, even though there will be obstacles in the way, and this is a big obstacle I'm going through. Make sure you've got it written somewhere that you're going to see it often. There's no point in writing this down on a notepad, chucking it in the drawer, forgetting about it. You've got to see it often. You've got to read it often. Somewhere where you're going to see it twice a day, at least. So wherever that is for you. As you brush your teeth, on the fridge, whatever. Don't worry if you don't really believe it yet, okay? People can believe lies. You can believe lots of things about yourself that aren't true, such as you're not a runner, you're not this, you're not a weightlifting person, you're not a strong person. Those are things that you might believe about yourself that aren't true, but they're only true because you've repeated them over and over again. So likewise, we can fool ourselves into believing that it's possible that we could become runners and we can become fitness people. It's possible. I haven't always been a fitness person, but I've sort of done enough things now that, well, I believe it, and I had to sort of trick myself to that to start with. Also, don't worry about how to achieve it. So you don't need to worry about the how, you just need to worry about what it is you want and focus on that happening. And your brain likes to be right. Okay, so we have something in our brain called the reticular activation system, and that is when you tune your brain to something, you will notice it even more, such as you've got a new car and it's red, and now you see that red car, the other people's red car, all over the place, and you'll even spot it out the corner of your eye, and that's because your brain is taking in so much information all the time that's how amazing it is. It can spot things off the corner. It spots the same red car you've got down the street you didn't even know. And that's because your brain likes to be right, so it likes to spot things. You've tuned it into something and now it's spotting things. So likewise, it comes back to that. If you're focusing on something that you don't want, you will reinforce it, or something negative, you will reinforce it, but you can also do it for something positive. So I'm not a runner. You start noticing all the reasons why you're not a runner, why you shouldn't be running and why it's bad for you, and how your joints don't work and you're too big for running and too heavy and all this stuff. Okay, that's what I used to believe as well. But now, you know, well, I've done a half Ironman. Hopefully we'll do a full Ironman at some point in the future. Okay, I will. So don't worry about the how. Okay, and there's some people there who go against the grain. I think, like, the reason I put them up there is because they are going against the grain. They believed something was possible for them, whereas everyone else believes as you get older, that's it. You get more decrepit and old. There's a guy up there, no legs, completing an Ironman. So he would have had to have a very strong belief that he could do that. I think he was actually born with the belief that, you know, I've got no legs, I can't do this. Fair enough. Pretty legitimate excuse, we might say, but he didn't accept that as a legitimate excuse. He took that and overcame it. So belief is massive. If you're starting this process and you don't really believe that you're gonna get anywhere, then you're on a massive back foot. So work on that belief, work on figuring out what it is exactly you want, and then just try and like kid yourself into believing that you can do it. And if you can do that, then you're gonna be much, much more successful. Thanks for watching, and let's get on to the next bit.